Hello and welcome back to Explain the Charts. Today we're doing an in-depth analysis of Microsoft stock. First, let's cover current events. Recent news headlines indicate some analysts have adjusted their price targets for Microsoft. While some reports point to a positive outlook, others express caution due to market volatility and potential economic headwinds. The recent decline in market sentiment might explain why the price was slightly down today. Now let's look at the charts to see if we can confirm the news or suggest any additional insights. We'll start with the daily chart, which will show us the overall trend over the past few months. This will give us a good context to zoom in on more recent actions and find smaller patterns on the lower timeframe charts. As we can see on the daily chart, Microsoft shows a clear uptrend over the past several months, even with some short-term corrections along the way. There are a few support levels that have held strongly over this time, especially around the 350 to 375 level. We can also observe some key resistance levels around 400 to 425 and 450, where the price has struggled to break through. We can see this even better if we narrow our view to just the last month and look at the volume and price action. Now, let's transition to the 1-hour chart for a closer examination of the recent price action. This will allow us to identify shorter-term trends and potential trading opportunities. The 1-hour chart shows that support levels around 430 to 440 has been tested a few times recently and held up well each time. The 1-hour chart also highlights resistance near the 450 mark, where we have seen several minor reversals. The most recent period shows a bit more volatility, but is this something to worry about or an opportunity? Let's look further. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we can observe intraday fluctuations and attempt to identify any shorter-term patterns. On this time frame, we see that support is holding up around the 433 to 435 level and resistance is present above 440. Notice that volume tends to increase when the price breaks through major support or resistance levels. This is normal and should be expected. Let's summarize what we've observed across the different time frames. The daily chart indicates an overall uptrend for Microsoft, with significant support levels around 350 to 375 and resistance levels at 400 to 425 and 450. The 1-hour chart confirms the short-term support around 430 to 440 and resistance near 450 as well. The 15-minute chart reveals intraday price fluctuations, hinting at potential short-term trading setups. There are short-term support and resistance levels present as well. We should watch for breakouts and breakdowns near these levels. From a short-term perspective, I predict a 50% chance that Microsoft will retest the 430 to 440 support zone again soon before continuing its upward trajectory, while in the longer term, I see a higher chance, around 60%, of Microsoft reaching the 450 resistance level in the coming weeks or months, and even exceeding it. These predictions depend largely on the overall market sentiment and any further news from Microsoft. Be sure to watch volume for confirmation of these moves and consider taking profits at resistance or buying the dips at support levels.